So now let's summarize all we said about production in the short run, particularly what are the two decisions that a manager has to make. Well, we said that the production function is going to be a function of output as a function of labor and capital, and then we're going to assume that labor is a variable input that can change in the short time, and capital is a fixed input that can only be changed in the long term. So that means we're going to put a bar on top of the K to reflect that capital is fixed, and the only thing we can change in the short run is the variable input. So how does this change? Well, we said that if we graph this production function with labor on the horizontal axis and output in the vertical axis, then what we have is a curve like this one, increasing a decreasing rate, and that the slope of this curve is going to be the marginal product of labor. Okay? Now, what is the role of the manager? Well, the manager has basically two decisions. The first one is that you have to make sure that you produce at the production function, so somewhere along this line, because if any production inside this line is probably a production that is not efficient, meaning that you're not using your workers at the maximum capacity, and any production outside here is unavailable given the constraints that you have on capital or the constraints on productivity. So the first thing the manager has to make sure is that you produce along this line. That's pretty easy. The second one is, well, if you have a choice between A, B, and C, which of this production process is better? And for that, we need to add a little bit more about the other side of the equation, which is the benefits you get from hiring more labor. So that's going to be our last video for this part of the course, and we're going to do that in the next video.